Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, your host. Glad you're here today on the all brand new Rundown with Ramon. I hope your day is going well and blessed. I'm doing fantastic. As you can see, I'm not in my normal studio. For those of you who are followers of The Rundown with Ramon, I'm remote today on site in Atlanta, attending an amazing business conference. So I hope your day is going well and going blessed. But I said to myself, I have a choice. I can bring you The Rundown with Ramon today from remote, from the location of my hotel room, or I cannot do it at all. And I said, I don't want to miss a day of being with you all in the Rundown with Ramon. So here I am today. We have a lot in store for you, as we always do. Sit back, get ready to engage, to listen, to learn, to share with your friends and family. And you, as you know, all we do is one thing and one thing alone today on the Rundown with Ramon. Help you live your best life or start or grow your business. So I'm glad you're here today and get ready for a great show. What do we have today going on? We got 5 tips to manage multiple businesses as a multi-passionate entrepreneur. We're going to talk about being right can be lonely for a while, says Guy Raz of the famous book, How I Built This. Is there a marketplace Seth Godin talks about today, and why CEO should also stand for customer experience officer. That's going to be interesting to touch on. And how to turn publicity into profit. Publicity is a great thing if it goes well, in the evolving role of PR and the growing impact of content. Our friends at allbusiness.com are going to touch on this, why hiring during the holidays is actually a good idea, and 4 social media mistakes that can ruin relationships. Business Insider touches on this, why so many Americans hate their jobs. And last but not least, from zoneofgenius.com, don't quit your day job. Lessons from Cody Sanchez on building dreams the smart way, from zoneofgenius.com. Once again, glad you're here. This is the brand new episode of The Rundown with Ramon, and I get to spend that time with you. So let's dive right in to today's episode. Ding, 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 ding. 5 tips to manage multiple businesses. Myself, I do have started several businesses, started 5, in fact, sold 3 of them. So I know a thing or two about managing multiple businesses. And my caution right off the bat, without even diving into this article, is be careful. If your business is small, spending the mental energy on managing multiple businesses might be counterproductive. Now, as your business grows, of course, and it's reaching a sustainable level and you have a team to help you, you can afford to do several things. And again, sometimes you may just have a passion for several things and you may just want to do it like that. And that's okay. But I would be careful and be cautious of that, because things can go wrong. But Olivia Radcliffe, executive contributor to Brains Magazine, she gives 5 key things that you may want to consider as you're managing multiple businesses. And 1, set clear goals and priorities. Absolutely important. Clear goals and priorities for what you want to do. Number 2, she says, establish systems and processes for your business. It's hard to grow a sustainable business if you don't have clear systems, clear processes to make it happen. Delegate, automate, eliminate. This is essential. Delegate, automate, and eliminate. Embrace asynchronicity. With asynchronous work strategies, communication and task completion are not bound by specific time constraints. Instead, they are facilitated through various tools and platforms. Cross-pollinate between businesses. See how each business can leverage each other. And the main thing I know for me in working on multiple businesses is delegate, automate, eliminate. Delegate every task you can, automate as many things you can, and eliminate the things on your list to put them on a competent person's to-do list so it gets done. So running a multiple business, it definitely is doable. It just might be a bit challenging. Guy Raz says, being right can be lonely for a while, says Guy Raz of the famous book, How I Built This. I wonder what that means. And I think that means, I'm going to take this a little riff from this of what that means. Being right on something, it can be a lonely experience. Everybody's against you. Everybody thinks you're wrong. Or maybe not everybody, depends on the scenario. That can be lonely. But in the end, especially if you are truly right, doing good for the company, having the right result come out can benefit all the people, especially as leaders when we have to make decisions. And that can be a lonely experience, but sometimes it's necessary to make the decisions that go against what other people want. Hey, Karen, glad you're here today. Good day to you, Karen. It can be necessary to get the results you want. Good day, Karen. Glad you're here. Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. So be careful of that. Yes, loneliness can be there when you're right. But if you're right, then sometimes that's the least we can do. And we have to do it and lead our teams in the right direction. Again, if you're just joining, my name is Ramon Ray. This is a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. CEO should stand for customer experience, says this article here. Before we get there, we're going to talk about Seth Godin says, is there a marketplace? Here's what Seth Godin says. Always love reading his gems. Not all needs have a market yet, Seth Godin writes. A market is a category. A market is a place with competition. In a market, people have habits and budgets and social pressure to engage. There are buyers and sellers. In many cultures, there's a market for all the items that go with a quinceanera, a birthday party for a 15-year-old girl, while girls in other cultures might want or need the sort of attention that comes with this extravaganza. There's no existing market for it. It is tempting to be a market pioneer, to be the one who shows up with the first charge card, the first personal training firm, or the first home computer. But it's a challenging road, writes Seth Godin. Seth says it can be thrilling work, but because creators focus on needs, not markets, they often fail to account for just how difficult it is to activate those needs and turn them into a thriving market. If you're in market creation mode, it helps to call it that and be prepared for how difficult it is. So the bottom line here with this nugget, with this gem from Seth Godin, as he always does, just because somebody needs something or you don't see even there's a need, something, you're creating the market for it, doesn't mean you should be the one to do it. He's cautioning us it can be difficult to do. It takes a lot of money and a lot of time. So he's not saying don't do it, but he's cautioning as you're thinking of making the market for something, be careful. Is that you? Again, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. CEO should stand for Customer Experience Officer, not Customer Experience Officer. What does that mean? As we move on to our next tip of the day, ding, 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 ding. And our friends at Forbes say the following. Joseph Edgar writes this. And Joseph says, as a founder and CEO of multiple companies, I've learned firsthand that the most effective leaders are those who prioritize the customer experience. For being a far from being a mere formality, customer support is an important role for any CEO. I've learned this quite a bit at Traffic, Sales, and Profit. Lamar Tyler's building a company, and one of the things they do so well is customer support. You email our support number, being a member of his community, people respond relatively quickly. So as a CEO, as a leader in your business, yes, you're the chief executive officer, but don't neglect, don't ignore the aspect of the customer support your team needs. And more importantly, your team needs to do their job for your customers, but that your customers need, because the more you focus on customers, the more you as the CEO deliver a great customer experience, the longer your customers will be there and the more they'll tell others about the great work you're doing. So yes, you're the CEO, but this Forbes article admonishes and cautions us, don't just focus on being the CEO, but are you focused on building a great experience for your customers as well? Are you dialed in from the top down that the customer experience, the customer support, two different things, but related, are very important? Because if you're not modeling that for your team, they're not going to want to model and echo that as well. Again, thanks for being here at the Rundown with Ramon, as we have a show that only does one thing and one thing alone, helping you start your day right, build a better business, live your best life. Glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon. How to turn publicity into profit. We're going to touch on that. How can you turn publicity into profit, right? To our friends at Brains, and a few things they talk about. Listen, I have the book written called Celebrity CEO, which one part of that is about being more public, getting more attention to build more trust. As you get more attention and build more trust, you generate more sales. Publicity can be a powerful tool for growing your business, increasing your authority, and ultimately driving profit. But turning media exposure into tangible results requires a strategic approach. So this article says what? One, convert more leads with publicity. Number two, raise prices and attract premium clients. I say this all the time. As you show that you're more credible, you show that you're more authentic, you show that you have more validation from others, you can raise your prices to some degree. Use articles and sales conversations. We're not saying this, dear customer, potential customer. We're not saying it. They said it. because of the publicity you have. Save time on social media content, turn that publicity into social content, generate more PR opportunities, leverage prestigious media brands as seen on zoneofgenius.com, as seen on Entrepreneur, as seen on the New York Times or the New York Times. Build your brand and increase visibility and attract and generate new leads. Getting publicity for your business, getting PR, getting press can be a powerful way to grow your brand. It takes intention, it takes thought, but it is absolutely doable. Should you hire a PR firm? Maybe that's something you should invest on this year. I've hired PR firms and it's worked, and or I've also gotten PR and publicity and press with no PR firm, and that works well. But PR can definitely be a game changer for your business to take it to the next level. You have to work it and make sure it's done well, but it can work. Getting publicity enhances your authenticity, enhances your credibility, and really enhances having somebody else validate and say, hey, listen, we covered them. And so that gives you a bit of, extra cachet. So what do you think about that? Should you invest in PR? Should you invest in publicity? Is that something for you? It may not be for everybody, but getting publicity, getting press can help. And again, you can do it yourself, but oftentimes hiring a PR firm, you can expect to pay about $3,000 to $5,000 a month, which can work, which is doable for many companies that are growing. It's something you may want to consider and may want to invest in for your business. Again, my name is Ramon Ray, 5-time entrepreneur, 5-time author, sold 3 companies. Thanks for joining me here on the Rundown with Ramon. If you're enjoying the episode, enjoying the show, definitely let people know that you're watching it. Ding, 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 ding. Up next, we just talked about getting PR, the evolving role of PR and the growing importance of content. I kind of just touched on that, but I'm going to dive into this again, the evolving role of PR and the power of content. What does that mean? Forbes talks about this, and I think it's interesting. Forbes writes, the currency of PR today. We're seeing drops in circulation figures year on year. Old school patch reporting is getting more difficult as outlets seemingly have ever increasing patch areas to cover with dwindling staff numbers. So that's one thing. The medias who are producing this content, their numbers are going. But the headline here in this article says the power of storytelling in the digital age. And it's not so much the media companies, but I think the juicy thing about PR is not even somebody else's reach, but it's somebody else asking you questions to tell your story. That's the gem of PR, in my humble opinion. Somebody else telling your story. Other headline here says navigating the multi-channel maze. It's not easy. There's podcasts, there's blog posts, there's YouTubers, there's live in-person events and getting video or things taken there. Which one is for you? It's a maze of opportunity, but take it indeed as an opportunity. The ethics of content-driven PR. PR leaders also need to consider ethics as we become increasingly more content-centric. With the power to reach and influence audiences more directly than ever before, we also have a greater responsibility to be transparent, accurate, and authentic in communications. Another subheading here says the challenges we face, and I do think that authenticity in communications is absolutely important. More content production will inevitably lead to greater content saturation as consumers become increasingly more curatorial in their content. So those are some challenges in PR. So what's next? It says here we haven't even touched on the challenges of online misinformation and disinformation. These challenges are all too real for sure, but here's my 2 cents to you as you're looking at getting PR for your business. What's up, Deanna Lamberts? Glad you're tuning in from the gym, getting that workout done, getting that body all fit and healthy. Good for you. Glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon. I think PR is good, and I think you should invest in PR, whether you do it yourself and trying to get on some blogs, trying to get on some podcasts, or whether you invest in a publicist who can scale the relationship, harness her relationships or his relationships, and get you more PR. It's great to be featured in Business Insider, New York Times, Entrepreneur Inc., or dozens and dozens of other places you can be featured in your local market or in national media in the U.S., outside the U.S., whatever it is. So definitely something powerful to do, and I'm a firm believer in it. Deanna Lamberts, getting her workout on, joining in, says, creating a persona, a reality about someone or something by telling stories and making connections. Yes, Deanna Lamberts, it's more than media relations. You're so right. Absolutely. Telling that story is so powerful. And you can do a lot of that yourself, but you can hire somebody, a publicist, who can help you scale, help you leverage their relationships to get you the publicity that can take your business forward. Ding, 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 ding. Hiring during the holidays is a good idea, says an article. Hiring during the holidays. Have you thought about doing that? Hiring during the holidays? And yes, you should. Why? Because oftentimes you can get the talent you may need. People who are looking for extra work. You have an extra inflow of sales to your business. So consider hiring during the holidays. Review those resumes and make the calls. Follow up and find out from somebody, hey, is this person who they say they are? Be prepared for the New Year's financial goals. Holiday hiring can be a mutual gift. Looking to the right candidate may be tricky and time consuming, but job searching is hard work. So somebody is searching for a job during the holidays, that could be a simple gift that goes two ways, where they get something from you, a job, and you get something from them. So, hey, next holiday comes up, consider that as an opportunity to hire the new staff you may need in your business. Thanks for being here. This is the Rundown with Ramon. If you didn't know, I've started 5 companies. My first company was a technology consulting company. Then I started an event business called Small Business Summit and sold that. I also started smallbiztechnology.com, a small blog, and sold that. Started also smarthustle.com and sold that. Today I run zoneofgenius.com and a personal branding agency, celebrity CEO, and I'm a motivational keynote speaker. So if you didn't know me, that's me getting to share a little bit of my world with you today. And let me know who you are. DM me, comment, let me know that you're enjoying watching the Rundown with Ramon. Those who are here, do note I'm away today, so I'm not in the usual Rundown with Ramon studios. But I said, you know what? I can bring it to the people and bring the sharing and information, or I cannot do it. And I said, let me bring the Rundown with Ramon, even if it's from a hotel room with my kind of remote mic here on a stand. But I hope you're enjoying still this edition, this version of the Rundown with Ramon. Let's keep moving on. A few more things in our segment today. Ding, 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 ding. 4 social media mistakes that can ruin relationships. What are things that people do on social media that indeed can ruin relationships? 1, spending too much time on your phone. 2, oversharing information. There's something here called phubbing that Fortune writes. Phone snubbing. This act occurs when one so intently scrolls through their social media feed that they ignore their partner. Never heard of that, but that's spending too much time on your phone, called phubbing. Influencer advice. It's the rare social media user who has not come across content created by an influencer, be it around a tube of lipstick, closet organizer, or garden tool. Influencer, interesting. Social media influencers also post advice for couples dealing with conflict. This can create more harm than good. Who has not come across content, so we should be careful of listening to advice from social media. Betrayal, from sharing a marital argument to connecting with a high school crush. Social media betrayal can take many forms, so be careful of that. And then 4, comparison. Comparison is something that many of us do. We compare our lives to somebody's TikTok feed. We compare our lives to somebody else's world, and it's not fair. I can't scroll and see Deanna Lambert's and say, ooh, I want that. Now, I can admire it. I can say, hey, that's something I can aspire to, but I can't be her any more than Deanna Lambert's can look at me and say, I want to be Ramon. She can't, because she's Deanna. This is the beauty of the life we live. So be careful of making these simple but serious mistakes on social media. Be careful of that. Deanna Lambert, thank you for those kudos. I'll receive those flowers. Yes, I always show up. The strength and work it takes doing a live show deserves so much respect. Thank you, Deanna. Hearing it from a first-class professional like you means so much to me indeed. Interesting tidbit here in Business Insider. Ding, 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 ding. It says why so many Americans hate their jobs. It's not the pay or the perks. They say it's the lack of purpose. News about quiet quitters spread like wildfire in 2022. Things have actually gotten worse in America's workplaces since that viral trend lost steam. A survey by Pew Research looked at the question another way. It asked people from around the world what made their lives meaningful. In countries such as Italy, Spain, and Sweden, work ranked as a high source of meaning. 43% saying they drew meaning from work. Spaniards ranked work higher than family, but in the U.S., only 17% mentioned work as a source of meaning. That was a sharp decline. And when people feel their jobs don't matter. They tend to feel unfulfilled by them. And I must say, this is a dual purpose. The CEOs, the leaders of a business, you should let your team know why what they do matter. Why what they do matter. This is essential and important. And those of you who are working at a company, find meaning and purpose in it. One meaning and purpose should be because you get a paycheck and you can live the life you want. But in fairness, the other thing that could be interesting for you is find out really what your company does. Finding out really how the lives your company transforms. Lanika Aaron, good day to you. Glad you're here, Lanika Aaron of Press Staffing. Welcome aboard to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Love hanging out with you, Lanika. Glad you're here today. So when your work doesn't have meaning and you feel that you're doing it just for the drudgery of doing it, of course it doesn't feel good to do it. And that's why even I have a small team. I let my team know why we do what we do. What does zoneofgenius.com exist for? To transform lives of entrepreneurs, to help people grow better businesses. This is why we do what we do. Celebrity CEO. Why do I tell my team, what is Celebrity CEO about? Yes, we're a personal branding agency for sure. But if we don't help people build their personal brands, that means they can't make the impact we want them to make. People like Lanika Aaron, people like Deanna, people like Karen. This is why we do what we do. So I let them know, here's why. Here's why your role is so important and why you do what you do. I was with Alex in the traffic sales and profit media team. She does amazing video work. And she was teamed up with Renee Seiler, who was the host of the show called Wins and Losses. And you may say, Alex, is only the video production. If only the video production, a 3-camera shot with the best lighting, makeup and color and herring and all that stuff that's done that Alex led and did, we don't have a show. If we don't have a show, we can't inspire people. Let your team know why they're important and why they're doing what you need them to do. My name is Ramon, everybody. This is the Rundown with Ramon. We're going to wrap up on this. Don't quit your day job. If you have a day job, consider it a blessing. If you have a day job, you may want to be careful before leaving it. We write this on zoneofgenius.com. So you can go to zoneofgenius.com and search on day job. A day job is not only your source of income, but maybe it's the biggest investor of the side gig you're working on for now, the biggest investor of that. So before you quit your day job and snarl your nose at it, be grateful that every 2 weeks you get a check. Hey, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. As we get ready to wrap up this episode of the Rundown with Ramon, let me remind you, go to zoneofgenius.com and get content information like this if you like the show. And remember, what do you really, really, really want in life and business? Ask yourself that, and ask yourself, do you even want to be in business? Are you hungry enough to get to what you need to be? As I produced this show remote, I could have said, nah, I'm not in the comfort of my home studio. But I said, no, I want to bring the Rundown with Ramon to the people. And so I'm doing it remote. And I hope it's good enough for you. Do let me know as you're hearing the show, is it good enough? Is the lighting okay? Is the quality okay as I do this more and more remote? Your pricing is important. If your pricing is too cheap and you're trying to be the cheapest vendor on the market, you can't compete against Walmart and Kmart and Target. You just can't. We're too small for that, most of us. Premium pricing is the best way to do it, depending on the business you're in. So you can pay yourself, pay your team, and understand that mindset is everything. And I know Deanna Lamberts and Lanika Aaron and all my cool peeps and friends. And you watching this today, ask yourself this: do you have the mindset for success? And last but not least, ask yourself, what do you do best? What's the one thing that you do best? Your God-given skill or talent or something you've learned that you do better than anybody else, and that you can make the world a better place. And Karen, Vincent, what a great way to end the show. Have a productive day. I sure will. Going out today with my coaching and my community, family, traffic, sales, and profit to learn all day today. Get to see Vusi. If you don't know him, definitely check him out. Vusi Tembakwe. And I'm glad you're here today. Welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Be well, be blessed. And go tell somebody that they're special. Go tell somebody that they matter, because the world needs more people like us showing up every single day. I'm off. Can't wait to see the rest of my day. And listen, I hope your day as well. Thank you, Deanna Lambert, saying the audio is good. Appreciate it. Delay an image. Indeed, there is a slide as I switch. That is for sure. And we'll look at that in our production software. It's on my side too, slightly, I think it is. But hey, as you said, it seems like you're saying it's good enough for the show for right now. So I appreciate it. Hey, let me stop blabbing and talking. Go out and make a difference in the world. Thanks for being here on The Rundown with Ramon. Be blessed.